The Greek gods were jealous, petty, chaotic, impulsive, unfaithful, and usually drunk. But at least they never pretended to be anything else. Today we live in a world obsessed with image. We bow down to influencers with microphones, to spiritual tech bros selling mindset, and to politicians who smile like prophets while acting like warlords. Maybe it's time we look back at gods who were so flawed they felt human, so shameless they didn't bother to moralize, so dysfunctional they ended up being honest. In this episode of 277 Broadcast, we're going to mock the Greek gods, and just when you think that's the point, we'll laugh at you. Because what you worship today is worse, and you actually think you're better for it. Every society invents its gods in its own image. The Egyptians, they wanted trippy animal-headed deities. The Romans, bureaucrats in togas with divine spreadsheets. But the Greeks, they wanted gods who were just like them. Cheaters, schemers, hot messes with trust issues. They didn't have sacred texts. They had high-stakes gossip. It was like if Marvel had been written by wine-soaked poets with generational trauma, and it worked. Greek god logic in 3 easy steps. You mess up. A god gets offended. You're now a statue, a tree, or a constellation. Forever. Actaeon caught a glimpse of Artemis bathing. She turned him into a deer. His own dogs tore him apart. That's what you get for being curious. Arachne was better at weaving than Athena. Athena turned her into a spider. Because apparently excellence is a threat. Niobe mocked Leto. So Leto's kids, Apollo and Artemis, murdered all of Niobe's children. A family affair, Olympian style. And then there's Zeus, the shape-shifting cosmic predator. He turned into a swan, a bull, golden rain, even his own wife, just to get with mortals. Hera, she never touched Zeus, but she wrecked every woman he looked at. She didn't leave. She just made sure everyone suffered. Athena, goddess of wisdom with a rage trigger so fragile, a girl with good embroidery skills made her snap. Dionysus, god of wine, parties, breakdowns, and aesthetic chaos. Basically, your emotionally unstable friend with a Spotify playlist and divine powers. And none of them ever said, "I've reflected and I'm growing." Zeus didn't issue a Notes app apology. He just did what he wanted. But here's the thing. The Greeks didn't expect redemption. They didn't want gods to be role models. They wanted myth. They wanted madness. They wanted meaning through absurdity. You wanted to understand thunder. You didn't look up the weather. You blamed Zeus for being in a mood. And yet, for all their mess, those gods didn't start holy wars. Didn't launch crusades. Didn't sell enlightenment in 10 modules and a PDF. Zeus was awful, but he didn't demand a tithe. Didn't burn heretics. Didn't ask for your subscription and your soul. Meanwhile, your modern pantheon, a global flood because people were annoying. Check. Gandhi writing love letters to dictators. Check. A saint who let people suffer because pain is divine. Check. The current pope, world champion in saying something, then pretending he didn't. Elon Musk, pretending to be Prometheus, selling fire with a verification badge. TikTok, deciding your ethics, mood, and worldview, 15 seconds at a time. And you post sunsets with Buddha quotes. Send money to a healer with a PowerPoint. Drink matcha in silence and call it inner work. You're worse than Dionysus on a bender, because at least he knew he was a wreck. You think it's wellness. See, the Greeks knew something you forgot. Gods don't exist to be worshipped. They exist to hold a mirror. To show you your lust, your vanity, your chaos, not to cleanse you from it. But you lie to yourself. You call it growth, and defend your messiah of choice with fanboy passion and influencer quotes. The Greek gods were insane, but they were never fake. You follow people who do worse, with pastel filters and energy playlists, who hurt more, lie more, manipulate more, and still get standing ovations on stage. So no, Zeus wasn't good, but your guru is worse. Subscribe to 277 Broadcast, where myth meets mockery, and the gods you've created get exactly the sermon they deserve. And if that made you uncomfortable, good, you've just begun to see yourself, because at least the Greek gods didn't pretend. You do.